When he was born healthy, 8 pounds, 6 ounces. He was, adjusted to the family pretty quick. Was at a soccer game at about 4 or 5 days old.
Little legs, but big barrel chest, so he looked pretty healthy.
Missy,
our
oldest, was at a travel soccer game in Pennsylvania, and Dave went with her. And they got home and they were all anxious because they hadn't seen Matthew for a while. And so I started making dinner, and then he sat up and he projectile vomited, and then he was just limp. And then I said to Dave, there's something wrong with him. I mean, he left out a big shrill, and then I gave him to Dave. He was limp and white, lips were blue.
To me, he felt like he was gone.
Yeah.
And it was like yelling his name, Matthew, Matthew, Matthew. And then he gave me a little, like he finally took a breath.
Yeah, I think, he got some air.
He was white. He was.
We went by ambulance to Alexandria Hospital.
They were very, very nervous.
Yeah, but
they'd never seen anything like that. So
I wanted to call her a pediatrician. It was Dr. Linda Freeling.
I was on call for my group, and I got a phone call from Alexandria Hospital saying that they had one of my patients in a very rapid heart rhythm. 6-week-old baby, Matthew Westrick. I turned to my husband, Ted, who was right beside me, happens to be a cardiac rhythm specialist with an expertise in children and adults. He said, get the baby on a helicopter immediately. We jumped in the car, met the baby at the pediatric intensive care unit of Fairfax Hospital. Not even being a cardiologist, I could see at a glance that this was a huge heart, severely dilated, and it was barely making any kind of contraction.
They didn't really think he would make it through the night.
The family had the priest there, the 2 sisters were in tears, and it looked very bleak at that point.
Our only option was to attempt an ablation to destroy this extra nerve that Matthew had connecting his upper chamber's atrium to his ventricle. It had never been performed in an infant that small.
I could have said not do it, but there was,
yeah.
It was like, you either take door 1 or just let him die.
Yeah, and we weren't willing for that.
No, we weren't letting him
Yes, yeah, no, we weren't going to let him go.
So we moved the catheter into his left atrium, created a map of that area to find out precisely where the extra connection was, and delivered radio frequency energy, which caused a burn, or an electrocautery burn, to get rid of this pathway. It immediately terminated, and he reverted back to a normal rhythm.
Here is a little guy that I now have been able to watch grow up from the time he was a newborn infant, and there's the chance that he would never have existed if it weren't for this set of circumstances that came together just the way it did.
There are very few electrophysiologists that perform these procedures on children, and they were next door.
Every year that he's come in to see me for his checkups, his mom and I, we can't help but get teary about the fact that not only did he survive, but he's a normal little kid.
He'll be in 4th grade.
Wow,
he has a lot of energy.
I don't even get home. The door opens and he's ready to go. And it's not the same thing. It'll be, if it's basketball season, he wants to go shoot hoops. If it's, he goes tennis, soccer, swimming. He and I play golf. I let him drive the golf cart ever since he was a little kid. I put him on my lap and let him drive. Now he can actually touch the pedal and I let him drive. He loves it. You never forget.
Still, there's times I put my hand on his heart.
It changes you, me, the way you look at different things. We look at the world a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
We don't know what Matthew's here for, but obviously there's a higher power that he must be here for a special reason.
So many factors come together that the 2 of us happen to have the fields that we have, and that I happen to have been Matthew's doctor and happen to have been on call that particular day.
Many of the doctors and nurses said that God worked through them, which we believe. He is a miracle.
He's a miracle.
Yeah.
There's no way he should have made it.
Here was destiny at work.
Thank you.